Hi and welcome back to WeAreNeo. If you were already wondering why I haven't released a video in the last few weeks, I was just completely overworked and didn't have any time to edit the videos at night, because on one hand I was working on my container roof, and on the other hand we already started to build my first guest house, and all at the same time, so I had to plan everything and organize, and it was kind of stressful. But I recorded everything, so I have a lot of footage for the next weeks and I can hopefully release one video each week. And today I want to show you what I've been working on for the last month, which was the container roof. And everything starts with the concept, because I do all my plans and designs myself. And for this I use 3D software, because originally I studied digital media in Germany, so I still have some skills. So let me show you. So this is my working space, and first I made a drawing to get the measurements of my container, and then I put it into the 3D software, which I'm gonna show you now in more detail. I'm using Cinema 4D. I still have an old version from my studies. I think the software is really beginner friendly and easy to use. And in here I created my design, where you can look at from every angle and zoom in and out. It might look a little bit complicated, but actually everything is made up out of cubes and cylinders. And then you can click on the post to see, okay, this has to be 2.40 meters with a roof angle of 10 degrees. Or if you want to know the distance between the roof battens, you can look here, okay, 70 centimeters. And this helps a lot to prevent errors later on and to plan everything. I wouldn't even know how to do this without this software. For example, this connection here. And the more precise you work, the easier it's later. Then it's like putting together a furniture from IKEA. And if you want to make everything look more nice, you can press this render button here. Then the picture will be calculated with physical light. And the more accurate you set this up, the longer it takes. And then you end up with a rendering which almost looks realistically, so you can imagine it better. And now I want to explain my design a little bit. This was my very first design, where I planned everything with 6 posts. But since the wood is pretty expensive here, I changed it a little bit. And I put the posts on the roof to use the whole height of the container. And this way I save a lot of wood and only need a small piece to still have the roof angle. And the other beams are sitting on the container. And that's how it looks with the roof battens, which hold the roof together. And on top I want to put some zinc panels, which look like roof tiles, but actually is only thin metal. And that's how it looks from the side. And here from the other side. And next I designed my outdoor kitchen. Here's gonna be my kitchen bar with a little sink and a gas stove and fridge, washing machine. And next to it I want to have a small workbench so I can work outside. So I'm always under the roof in the shadow and also protected from the rain. And in the front I want to have a little breakfast table, a little bit higher, like a bar, where I can eat. And here you can also see pretty good my roof construction. Now I just have to turn everything into reality. And for that I have to order the wood first. Let's go. So today I'm a little wood shop in Santa Cruz, where I'm gonna order my wood and let it cut, and will be delivered tomorrow. Here's all the wood you can choose from. Here comes the boss. They store a lot of wood here. And that's where they cut it. He's planing the wood right now. There lies a part of my wood. 24 battens. Now they are straightening the wood beams and cutting the rest off. That's gonna be the wood for my kitchen table, which also has to be cut. Really nice atmosphere here. My wood has arrived. Now we have to unload quite a lot. Have to put everything in the container. So there is my wood now. Everything together cost me $1,000, but I think it's worth it because it's really good wood and already well cut. And one of those tabletops already cost me $100 because it's really solid Guanacaste wood. The rest is Melina. My whole container is almost full now. Not much space left, and the 16 roof panels are still coming. And my tool locker is getting full as well. Now I can start. First, I'm going to cut the boards for the concrete foundation for the wood posts. And for this, I bought two of the cheapest boards called Formaleta, which I only used to pour concrete. And each board I will cut into 6, so I have 12 pieces. And with this, I can build 3 wooden boxes. So let's cut. Now I will cut the main posts, because they were delivered as one, but I need them in 2 different sizes. One small piece for the roof, and then the long post. And luckily they're all over length, so I just have to cut them in the correct length. As you can see, the posts are wider than the saw blade, so I have to turn the whole thing. They're pretty heavy. And once more. Now there's just a small piece missing. The end I have to sand a little bit. So now I have my first post ready. And on top I will cut a little piece out for the crossbeam. And of those I need 3 pieces. It's really solid wood. Weighs easily 10 kilos. Now I have a little problem because I want to cut the post on this side since the end piece is not so nice. But the post is so heavy that I can barely lift it myself. And I would need to rotate the whole thing. That's why I decided to just cut it inside of the container. It's gonna be a big mess, but whatever. That's the post for which I'm gonna make a concrete foundation, so it doesn't touch the ground, because otherwise it would start to rot from above. And there's different possibilities. One is to stick it into the concrete, but the problem with this is when it starts to get wet, it gets wider and can break the concrete, or the post starts to rot inside, which will ruin the whole construction. And that's why the best solution is to put it onto the concrete and connect it with a steel joint. The problem is you can't buy this in Costa Rica. In Europe or the US you can get this everywhere, which I will show here. But then I thought I can just build something like that myself. With a steel rail, which I'm gonna bend around the post and drill a hole. I will show here how I imagine that. And for this I finally bought myself an angle grinder, so I don't have to borrow it or get some help every time, which also cost me $10. I might as well buy one. This one was $60. But I have never used it before, so this is gonna be my first try. First, taking some safety measures. I even bought a hearing protection because it's gonna be really loud. And some gloves for the sparks. But don't laugh if I'm using it in the wrong way, because I never tried it before. But it can't be that hard. And here I put some wood boards underneath, so I don't get hit by the sparks. So then, let's try. Phew, that wasn't that easy. It's really solid. I have to do it once more. Then I have 3 pieces, which is enough. After I cut the steel rail in the correct length, I have to bend it into a U shape, and for that I wedged it between the wood and the container with this clamp. And now I'm gonna try to bend it with my weight. Let's see if it works. It actually works, but the problem is it touches the ground here. So I have to think about a different solution. Now I turned the piece upside down and clamped it again. And now I try to push it up from above.
Ja.
That's 90 degrees. Now I have to bend the other side. The problem is I can only do this on one side because now I already have the right angle, so I can't fit it underneath. So I'm gonna try it like that. Yeah, the post almost fits perfectly. That's how it looks finished. It really fits perfectly around the post, exactly how I imagine it. So the lower part will be inside the concrete and the rest will stand out, which will be connected with 2 screws. And just have to drill the holes. My first try was a little bit different in the length, which I will cut now. But the other pieces are already perfect. So today I'm gonna cut the roof battens for the roof. They were all delivered in a little bit over length. I don't know why they didn't cut them in the right length from the beginning, which means I have to cut all of them to the correct size. 24 pieces in total. I already marked them. There they are, freshly cut. I also stacked them nicely, so I have more space in here. And next I have to cut the beams. I also have to trim the roof beams, since the roof will have an angle of 10 degrees and I want to attach a rain gutter. The end also has to be 10 degrees. But in Costa Rica they don't have any tool to measure the angles. So I had to go to a stationery shop and buy this triangle ruler set to measure the 10-degree angle. So everything is cut now. And here are the offcuts. And I also tied it up a little bit because tomorrow the roof panels will arrive, 16 pieces, which also have to fit inside, so I need some space. Now it's just missing some details and steelwork. Then I'm ready.
That's it with today's episode. And I want to thank you for my new donors, Alfrey and Conrad. Unfortunately, I didn't have the chance to contact you directly. So if you also want to get your bonus videos, please contact me over Facebook or Instagram. And also a big thanks for the Moya crew again for the continuous support. And if you also want to support me financially, you can find all the links down in the description, or you can leave me a like or a comment, or share this video with your friends, which helps me a lot to spread my videos. And in the next episode I will continue with the foundations for the container roof. And here you can watch the last episode again, where I planted my first plants. Until next time, pura vida.